5 o'clock, President Trump's plan to significantly reduce the staffing and scope of the Department of Education is now underway. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Michelle Marsh.
And I'm Victoria Sanchez. Staffing at the Department of Education is expected to be cut in half. President Trump focused on the agency during his campaign.
Today, our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley joins us live from outside the agency's office in Southwest D.C. So, Felicia, you spoke to a woman who was laid off. What were employees told?
She said not much. It all came essentially to her what felt like out of nowhere. And since we've been standing out here, one thing that we've noticed, signs being laid across the Department of Education, lining the wall if you were to look towards my other side. Now, what she told me is that it first started with an email yesterday, then they were locked out. And she says some employees, they don't know if they will be allowed back in when the building essentially reopens tomorrow.
I went into public service for a reason. I don't just want any data job. I wanted this job.
Sarah Newman worked with data at the Department of Education for 13 years until Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Spending time at the place that I otherwise literally would have been at on a Wednesday had I, not been riffed last night. So I would rather be here than, kind of thinking about the pain of not being here.
At 2 p.m., Sarah told me employees got a vague email saying they had to leave the building by 6 due to security reasons. When they walked out the doors, they got the layoff email. Knowing what you do and what your coworkers do, what is at risk here right now with these layoffs?
Yeah, a lot. I know that there's talk of there not being any impact, but that is impossible. It is impossible to cut 1,300 people and not have impacts. In my office specifically, they cut a lot of the front office staff.
The Trump administration is laying off half of the agency. That's nearly 2,000 people.
I hope for kids in America that, our grant programs, that the awards ultimately get made. But how that happens, I think there's going to be delays. They're not just numbers, these are actually children.
I reached out to the Deputy Mayor of Education, the State Department, and the Mayor's office to ask how these cuts will impact your schools and students. Collectively, they just said that they're reviewing to better understand the potential impacts.
Education threatens people that want unlimited power and control.
Sarah said what she noticed about the layoffs that she saw yesterday is that a lot of them came from the data department. She says that means that the research that happens in this building that shows what is and is not working in education has essentially been wiped out, including its infrastructure. For now, reporting live from the Department of Education, Felicia Ashley, 7 News.
7 News reached out to Howard University, which also relies on federal funding. In a statement, it said, in part, Howard University is closely monitoring developments in federal policies that may impact programs across higher education and the university.
The 7 News digital team is keeping track of job fairs in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. The QR code on your screen will take you to our coverage on WJLA.com, including a list of dates, times, and locations for upcoming career fairs. All of our reporter stories are also on our 7 News YouTube channel. And this Friday, we will dedicate our 5:30 half hour to even more resources and advice for federal workers.